2025, and you have joined Ask a Care Navigator, Mondays with Maureen. Hello, everyone. My name is Maureen Williams, and I'm the Director of Care Navigation here at Four Seasons, the care you trust. And we try to create this space on most Mondays to talk about issues associated with living well and aging well, and perhaps how Four Seasons may be of service. And as you can see, I have a special guest today, so stay tuned. As always, if you have any questions or comments, you can drop them live into the comments box from whichever platform you're viewing. You can email us at or go to our website at fourseasonscare.org, spell out the number 4, or you can call us at 866 466 9734, and we'll be happy to answer your questions and get you pointed in the right direction. Well, I'm intentionally choosing to reintroduce to our audience Four Seasons services this month and into August. And today I'm joined by my colleague, Jenny Martin. Jenny, tell us about yourself and what you do here at Four Seasons. Ooh.
I am also a caregiver are interested in being a part of our team, train them and send them out and set them up for success with all of our clients. And then my newest role, being the marketing coordinator, we'll be going out to communities to spread the word about what we do and how we can be of help in those communities.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Jenny's been anchoring our home care services for quite a few years, and so we're grateful that you've joined us. Well, Jenny, just tell us what home is. What is home care?
Home care is as a service that we provide for people to be able to stay in their home. We provide everything non-medical, so very different from home health. Home health encompasses wound care. It encompasses medication management, whereas we don't. We do everything aside from that. So we help with bathing and dressing, some light housekeeping, some errands, appointments, meal prep, and things along that nature. Nothing medical related.
Mm. No dressing changes, no fully catheter management.
Right. No
They
wound
don't give
care.
medicine, no wound care.
Correct.
I like emphasize the
Right.
non-medical, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's home care. Very different from home health care, folks. Very
Right.
different.
Home health is, again, medication management, wound care, ostomy care,
Anything that
med
requires
refills.
anything that requires a skilled nurse or a skilled physical therapist, but
Correct.
that's not what home care is. Very good. So Four
Correct.
Seasons Home Care provides a lot of services. You told us a little bit about this, but just give us some ideas specifically on some of the services that Four Seasons Home Care provides.
So those services might include transportation to appointments or hair and nail salons or something along that nature. Helping with ambulation in the home, we can help with some physical therapy, but that's not what we do as part of our license. But if we have exercises from the doctor, we can help with that. We help with, again, the meal prep for some people that can't actually stand to do the things that they would normally be able to do. And we can help with medication management as far as a medication planner, where a nurse can go in and fill pill boxes. We can also help with a variety of other items. So
I know sometimes clients just want someone to be a companion, just to provide
absolutely.
respite to the caregiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can also provide that one-on-one companionship. It's part of our package, but it's not necessarily what we hire for. All of our kids are hired with the understanding that they all have to be trained with the same skills to provide any type of service that we might be able to provide to them. And we say companionship is part of that, but it's not necessarily a label that a caregiver would have. I'm just a companion. It would be much more
Right.
than that.
Oh, yes,
Hmm.
yes, they're so helpful. And how do people access these kinds of services? What has to be done to access home care, Four Seasons home care services?
Yeah, great question. The way that you would access or someone would access that our service is just simply call us. We don't need a doctor's referral. We don't need, any specific information other than this is because this is an elective service. It is not a
Mhm.
requirement to have those referrals, whereas other services, Four Seasons, would have to have that referral. So someone would simply call and say, I need some help. And we would take down that information and look for caregivers that would be able to provide that service. And then we would send out a nurse to do the admission and then start scheduling.
So that's
But
it's
it's
really so
strictly,
easy.
it's so easy, so easy. You just call and you say, I need, if we can provide that help, we'll do everything in our power to be able to do that. That's those services are either paid privately or they're paid through long-term care insurance. And we don't accept veterans benefits, although we love our veterans. We just don't have a module to be able to access payment through. So we can still take as a client, but it's strictly private pay or
Mhm.
long-term care paid.
Now, Jenny, my understanding, you all, Four Seasons Home Care will file the long-term care claim. Is that correct?
We do. We do. Once we have that information, we know that there's usually a holding period for a lot of long-term policies. So once that period has been exhausted, then we will file for the long-term care policies directly with insurance companies. Yes, ma'am.
So helpful. That's so helpful to so many people. Wow. And so once a caregiver hits the door, what should someone expect? Like, what? Like, wait, let me dial that back actually for a minute. You said there's a nurse that comes and does an assessment. What happens with during that time?
With a caregiver,
Hmm. Well, when a nurse does the assessment for the client before the caregiver gets in the home, what can they expect?
okay. So a nurse, when she does her admission, she goes in, she meets the family. If there's family involved, sometimes it's just a client. We know that. Um, and so what she does is she takes the information. She understands what is their base level of care they need. If if it's extensive. We know what kind of care. She takes a look at all risk areas that may need attention. If there's medications that might need attention. Some people with dementia, especially, cannot fill their pill boxes properly, and so we make sure that we can help with that. And that's where one of our service lines comes in for medication planner. A nurse would go in and fill those pill boxes weekly or monthly, whatever the agreement is between the client and the nurse or the family and the nurse. And so she'll do that, and then she reports back to us all the information about the client, and then we start scheduling. And then as far as
Wow.
what to expect from a caregiver perspective
Right.
is that our caregivers, when I hire the caregivers, I'm very picky about who we hire. I want to make sure that we are bringing in people that really have the love to want to help people and not just as a job, but we want to show that we do really care about who we're going to send in. So they're drug screened, they're fully trained, they're background checked, and then they will go in and provide the best quality of care that they can provide. And they will help with whatever tasks are on the list. Sometimes that task is not on the list and we need to add it, and sometimes we need to take
Right.
away.
Yeah.
But we'll meet that need wherever we can, however we can.
I love that. Wanted our audience to hear how wonderfully screened and trained our caregivers are. These are quality people. They really are. And they've got heart. And I know that matters to you and
It
in your
does.
team, Jenny. It's
Yes, ma'am.
huge. Jenny, I shared with the audience last week about the virtual dementia training. Oh, what an
Yes.
awkward session that was, but I learned so much. Tell the group a little bit more about that and how you all are offering that in the community. I learned a lot. It was painful. Not just emotionally painful for me, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot. Go for it.
So I'm very excited about this. Mary Jo, our home care director, and I attended a training in Roswell, Georgia for 2 days. And we learned a lot during that time. I've been in this business for a long time, and I thought I knew quite a bit, but really, when you experience what we trained for, you learn a lot more.
Yes.
So this experience, virtual dementia training, is all sensory related. So where this comes into play is people with dementia who we don't understand their behaviors, their actions, what they're experiencing. This program puts you through some sensory experiences to maybe get a better idea, be a little bit more compassionate, and
Hmm.
understanding of what your dementia family member or friend, someone that you know, is going through. So you don't get as frustrated, you don't lose control, you don't um, just say forget it and kind of push it off. This is an experience for you to understand it better. And I'm glad that you said it's hard. It is hard. It's emotional,
Hmm.
and it's physically challenging. There's
Hmm.
there's items in that sensory list that may not be as comfortable for you as what other people. But this is what these dementia patients are going through, and so to get a better understanding of that, these experiences are going to be right there on top. Is it all of them? No, but it's a good portion of what people will experience, and I think that will help you understand and be a little bit more compassionate about what your family or friend are experiencing.
I
Very
love it.
excited.
I know, and you all have started to offer this in the community for various
Yes.
groups, right?
Yes, yes. We've had a couple calls for people in other areas, but for our community services, we will be offering that. There are some services that we'll offer in the community through maybe some nursing homes and such that will be for a fee, but
Mhm.
in the community, there's specific services that we'll offer that are free. But someone can reach out to
That's great.
myself or Mary Jo and be able to get that information, and we'll try to set something up as soon as possible. It's very exciting.
Absolutely. It is exciting, and they're very excited about offering this in the community. It's transforming. It really is.
Yes.
Jenny, I forgot to ask a clarifying question about how when you pair up a caregiver with a client, many organizations have minimum hours and shifts and so forth. Can you tell us what Four Seasons requirements are, if anything?
Yes, absolutely. We have a 1 hour requirement, and that doesn't mean 1 hour per day, it's 1 hour.
Hmm.
Whereas a lot of other companies, they might require more, but ours is 1 hour. And as far as matching a caregiver with a client, when we hear of a client who has a specific need, or someone that might not do well with a caregiver who talks a lot, we go back and we look at our caregiver list to see who it is that we could send that would best match the client's needs. It's not 100% foolproof. We learn that as
Hmm.
we go, kind of. And then we pair a caregiver with the client that might have that specific. We don't want to send someone who's requested someone who doesn't talk a lot, someone who talks a lot, because
Yes.
that's just going to further aggravate their situation. So we do work really hard to try to pair those two together so that everyone's going to be happy on either end. And some things, sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't, and that's okay.
Right.
We'll find someone that will work best with that client and caregiver.
Right. So, for anyone wanting to know about Four Seasons home care services, you just heard a little skinny, but even if you're not listening from local, maybe you're long distance, you call the home care agencies and you'll ask them these kinds of questions too, or they'll quickly tell you what their minimum requirements are, what they can do or what they can't do, and what to expect from caregivers and so forth. So, um, we follow our regulations pretty tightly, don't we, Jenny?
We do,
And
we do.
yeah,
And
and of
I'm
course,
happy to answer any questions. Call
you
and
wanna give us
we'll
the
answer.
phone number for Four Seasons Home Care? We can do that.
Sure, it's 828-696-0946.
828, one more time, 696
0946.
0946 for home care. Okay, I'm
Yes.
going to put that in the chat. Very good. Oh, and thank you. Someone has already typed in, we are so thankful for our home care teams. One of our colleagues, Selena, has typed in. Yes, we are. Thank you, Selena. Jenny, is there anything else you want our audience to know about Four Seasons Home Care, like some of the awards you've won? Hint, hint.
We have been named number 6 in the nation of best home care agencies. So we're very proud of that. We're 6 years running now, and we did make it to 6th in the nation. So we're very proud of that, and that's all from the hard work of our caregivers and office staff to be receptive to the client's needs and their family's needs. So we're very proud of that.
I'm
Yeah.
really proud of you. And you're always looking for new caregivers, aren't you, Jenny?
I'm always, always. I think that will never stop. It's an
Mm-mm.
ongoing need, especially in this area, that more retirement area. That as we age, you're going to need that help, and um, the lack of caregivers is always an issue. So if anyone's ever looking for a job, please call us, put your application in. I'm happy to talk with you, and if we can make it work, I'll bring you on.
Absolutely. And there's a living wage here that is offered. So that's
Yes,
important
ma'am.
too. Absolutely. Jenny, it's been a pleasure. I've worked with Jenny my entire time here at Four Seasons. You've been here 16 years, you told me? It's a long time. She's been
Yes,
sharing
yes.
her heart with people for a long time. Thank you, Jenny. Is there any other thing that I've missed that we should share with our group?
You're welcome. No, I think we're good.
Good to
Yeah.
go.
Thank you so
Well,
much, Maureen.
oh, sure. And if anyone has any questions, we put the number for our home care office, but you can also get information about our home care service through the phone number I always give you, which is 866-466-9734. You can also go to our website, fourseasonscare.org. Spell out the four, FOURSEASONSCARE.org. There's a section there. You can just click on home care services. It will give you lots more information. You can send inquiries that way. And we're happy to talk to you or answer any of your questions about any of our services. So please just give us a call. And thank you to my pal, Jenny Martin with Four Seasons Home Care and the entire home care team that really provides high quality work, and it
Thank you.
shows. So, sure. So, hey, join me next
Thank
Monday,
you.
July 14th, where I'm going to share some more information about Four Seasons services and how they might be of service to you. So, thank you, Jenny. Thank you to our audience. And I hope everyone has a wonderful Monday.
Thank
Take
you.
care.